So today we're doing two NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Thursday, February 22nd. The NBA is finally back. Obviously, the Super Bowl happened. Then we had a little bit of NBA, and then obviously the All-Star break here. But now, final stretch. I think we got like 28, 27 average games per team left here before we get into the NBA playoffs, obviously. So probably about a little bit, like a month and a half, I think, maybe a little bit over a month and a half left of NBA basketball. Before we get started, you guys take a look in the description below of this video. Hop into our premium Discord. It's a wap.com link, you guys. $9.30 per month. So I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We also have other premium cappers in there as well. They post all their plays. A super positive community in there, always. Everyone's trying to help each other cash. Also want to mention I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. Simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions. Again, no one specially submit on those parlays other than yourselves. But let's get right into it, you guys. Two player props here from this pretty massive NBA slate, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 total games here on this slate. I got two player props that I do like. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So the first play that I am looking at is going to be rebounds plus assist prop. I'm looking at Jusuf Nurkic, if I can find him. Again, the board at me recording this video is not very full, but I like Nurkic over 12.5 rebounds plus assists here in this matchup versus Dallas. So quickly looking at this matchup, one of the higher over-unders on the slate. It might be actually the highest over-under on the slate at 243. Dallas is going to be 2.5 point favorites here. Bradley Beal questionable. I'm pretty sure he's going to play there. And this is just a great matchup, right, for overs, in my opinion, with the over-under, just the game environment as a whole. But Jusuf Nurkic, right, we take a look at his stats this season. Now, this season on the road, he's literally averaging almost 14 rebounds plus assists. Or actually, he's averaging 14 RA on the season. So we just need 13 here. So we're just looking for Jusuf Nurkic to actually just do a little bit less than his season average here on the road against Dallas. Now, we look at over on Outlier. Again, there's a link in the description. Get a 7-day free trial with Outlier. This is a research betting tool, you guys, that I do use every single day. I highly recommend it. But you can see your Outlier. Again, link in the description below. You can get a 7-day free trial to Outlier. But we look at Jusuf Nurkic, right? Over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. He's over this line in 4 of his last 10, right? With some games here of 12, 11, 10, 11. So the floor for this play, pretty high. I think the floor in this specific matchup is going to be around 11. But we look at just over his last 20 games, right? Jusuf is over this line in 10 of his last 20. In 2023, on the road, he's over this line in 13 of 24 games. Now, as a team, the Dallas Mavericks give up the 3rd most rebounds to opponents, along with the 9th most assists, right? With the Luka, Kyrie in the lineup, we know Dallas is just not a super efficient defense. And I think with Derek Lively obviously coming back from injury, and then them adding Daniel Gafford, I think it just even protects and gives Jusuf Nurkic more usage, I guess, in a minutes usage, specifically with those two centers now, two big 7-foot centers for Dallas. There's no reason for Dallas to go small now, which is what they were doing previously with Grant Williams playing the 5. So with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, I think it makes floor for Jusuf Nurkic for around 26, 28 plus minutes. And if we take a look over on Outlier this season, when Jusuf, let's actually do this for full games. This season, when Jusuf does play 28 plus minutes, he's over this line in 19 of 24 games. Right, with 4 of those misses, finishing with 12 rebounds plus assists. Now, we look at centers, rebounds plus assists game log versus the Mavericks, right? And obviously, this is from before the All-Star break. We saw, and again, I'm going to do forwards as well because there are some forwards that do play center. But Nick Claxton had 13, Mo Bamba had 10 in only 18 minutes. Karl-Anthony Towns had 13, while Rudy Gobert had 6, which just a weird game overall. And then Naz Reid had 10, Wendell Carter 10. But if we sort this by, really since the new year, I guess, essentially, we've seen a good amount of centers be pretty effective here against Dallas. And we talk about Jusuf Nurkic on the season, right? Over the last 15 games, he's averaging 4.6 potential assists, converting 4.6 assists per game, to go along with 17.9 rebounding chances, converting 9.4 rebounds. So we're looking at a player that's like around 22 potential RA chances in this game. With a great game environment, I don't see a lot of defenses being played on either side of the ball. And then also we take a look at like a forward who plays center. Wembanyama had 14. Marvin Bagley, a forward that plays center, 15. Precious Achiuwa in that game where you can see here Isaiah Hartenstein right here had 6. Hartenstein played 15 minutes. In that game he got hurt, and Achiuwa played center the majority of the game. He had 19 RA. And then we even come down here to a player like Anthony Davis, who obviously plays center for the Lakers, 21 RA here. So, I mean, it's a great spot for Yusuf Nurkic. I think if his floor is 26 plus minutes tonight, or in this game, I think it's a great spot, right? Dallas has been getting torched by rebounding all season long. And if can get us like 3-4 assists in what should be a high-scoring matchup, I like the over on this one. The second play is going to be another center. It's going to be NBA first half prop, a PRA. And I think actually one of my last NBA videos, we took them. I'm going to take them again here. It's Jakob Poeltl over 12 PRA in the first half. Now, for Jakob, right, we take a look quickly at his last 5 over on PrizePicks. 3 of his last 4 before the All-Star break. Had 20 against Indiana, 20 against the Spurs, 20 against Indiana, 16 against the Spurs, 18 against Houston. We do look at a little bit of a deeper dive here. Look at Jakob over on Outlier. Again, they have the first half PRA lines here. You can check how players hit on his PRA in the first half for the season. He's over this in 12 of his last 20 games. Okay, 12 of his last 20 games he's hit the over on this. And if we just look at 2013, right, at home, this has a pretty decent hit rate as well, 11 of 22. The Brooklyn Nets to the center position, all right, like the fifth fewest points allowed and the 8th fewest rebounds allowed. I think it's a little bit skewed, just given the division that they're in and the type of center matchups that they do get. But Jakob Poeltl, right, on the season, he does average a little bit more PRA at home compared to on the road, like slightly. 1 more assist, 0.1 more assists, and around 0.3 more points per game. So the home versus away split's not really too much of a factor here for Jakob. But we look at centers PRA game log this season versus the Nets that log at least 9 minutes right in the first half. We saw Luke Cornett go for 12 in 9 minutes, and Al Horford had 18 in 17 minutes. Jared Allen 15, Evan Mobley 14, Yusuf Nurkic, like I talked about, 13 minutes, 22 PRA. Walker Kessler 11 minutes, 14 PRA. Gobert, Towns 15, 18. Nas Reed had 10. Duop Reith 15, Bam Adebayo 15, Jared Allen 16, Albert Sengun 20. Isaiah Stewart 15, Jalen Duren 21. And this is all, since, I guess, essentially December 26th. But if we do forwards as well, like I talked about forwards that do play center. Let me just doing this live for you guys. Forwards, players that play center, essentially. PRA game log in the first half versus the Nets, right? Porzingis had 21. Let's see who else do we get. Wembanyama had 8. I guess, I don't know. That's a little bit of outlier. Draymond Green 15 here. What else? John Collins 10. Markkanen 20. This is, again, let's just sort this by actually the top scoring guys here. Anthony Davis 28, right? Porzingis 21. So I mean that goes to show you that bigs, high usage bigs. Not that Jakob Poeltl has a ton of high usage here, but he just does a little bit of everything well enough to be able to close this here, in my opinion. So we take a look at just right. This is his last 20 games or so, I believe. 8-5 hits the over on this. 7-6-1 hits the over on this, and he's been getting pretty decent minutes. All right, I think he's good. A floor of around 15 minutes in the first half here for this Toronto Raptors team. And if you take away this game against Cleveland, which is the toughest defense in the NBA over the last 2 months, he's pushed this line or gone over this line in 6 straight. So I like this spot for Jakob. At 12, we get push equity as well. Here are the 2 plays for this YouTube video. Yusuf Nurkic over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. Jakob Poeltl over 12 first half PRA. Let me know in the comments below, you guys. Obviously, going to have a ton more plays in the Discord. Link in the description below for that. Drop a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, let's cash.